Good afternoon and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off tonight. Police are investigating a death at the homeless camp near I-90 and Freya yesterday afternoon. This comes as the camp continues to expand over several state-owned blocks of land. Along with the physical growth, the number of Spokane Police involved incidents also growing. KREM 2's Janelle Finch joining us live in the studio tonight to share what neighbors are saying about their safety who live near the camp. Janelle?
The city of Spokane has been watching the growth of the homeless encampment off of I-90. One major concern that has encouraged city officials to look for homelessness solutions is safety, especially now as Spokane Police reports show the number of incidents since December 2021 to now have gone up 64% in this neighborhood compared to the same time frame last year. The Spokane County Medical Examiner is still investigating what sent one resident at the homeless encampment into cardiac arrest. Spokane Fire Department Chief Brian Schaefer says incident numbers have been steady, but the department can see an increase in calls in extreme weather and as more people continue to set up at the camp. According to Spokane Police, 1,800 incidents have been called within a quarter mile of the camp since the start of the year. Despite these reports, most residents we talked to say they still feel safe living at the camp. One person we talked to says she thinks violence might decrease with less camp security and more official Spokane police officers.
And I thought this was an awesome place. I mean, they feed you 3 meals a day, and it felt safe until that point, you know, and the security just gets too hard. I think there's too much drugs and violence here. I think they should have more police on the grounds for the safety of others, because the security here is just taking it too far.
People say more medical officials on site could also help drug-related activities and prevent that lead to violence. According to the Spokane Homeless Coalition, the total number of residents at the camp at the beginning of June 2022 was 481. This means 58% of the totaled unsheltered homeless population from the 2022 point-in-time count are currently staying on the state-owned land. Last week, the city approved a shelter lease on East Trent Avenue, and that shelter could accommodate up to 250 beds. But with 500 residents here at the camp, homelessness advocates will still need to continue to look for solutions. In the studio, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much. It was a violent weekend across Spokane. 2 people were killed and 1 person was seriously hurt in a series of shootings and stabbings around Spokane. Let's start with an update to a body found in Rochester Heights Park on East Everett in northeast Spokane back on Friday. 31-year-old Rose Sedin was arrested Sunday morning for first-degree murder. Police say the man found dead in the park had obvious trauma from some sort of knife. Security video and helpful community members led major crimes detectives to the suspect. Police are not sure how the suspect and victim knew each other. The circumstances surrounding the murder is still under investigation tonight. On Sunday evening, a man was killed in a drive-by shooting near North Belt and West Everett in northwest Spokane. Major crimes detectives are investigating, but they do not believe the murder is random, they said. So far, no arrests have been made, and anyone with information is urged to call Crime Check. Then this morning, just before 5 o'clock, a man was shot at an apartment complex downtown on South Howard. Police say the man was seriously hurt and taken to the hospital. Officers have talked with several people related to the investigation. The circumstances surrounding the shooting remain under investigation, but police say they are not looking for anyone else related to this case. In our other top stories tonight, 1 person is dead, another was seriously hurt following 2 separate car pedestrian collisions this morning. The Spokane Police Department said at around 2:30 this morning they responded to a crash near North Ash Street and West Everett Avenue in North Spokane. When officers arrived, they found a woman in the road. Police say she'd been hit by a car and she was dead at the scene. Police say it's an apparent hit and run. Police still searching for the car involved. They say it'll have damage to the front of the car, including a likely broken windshield. So if you have any information about this crash, you can call the Spokane Police Department at the number right there at the bottom of your screen. And shortly after that crash, another person was hit by a car near East Mission and North Regal Street. Spokane police said 1 man was found at the scene with life-threatening injuries. The driver was found by police and given a sobriety test. During the police investigation, they determined that the 22-year-old driver of that car was under the influence of an intoxicating substance. He's been booked into jail on 1 charge of vehicular assault. The victim is still in the hospital tonight. All right, let's switch gears and talk weather. It was a beautiful day across the inland northwest with temperatures in the upper 70s. Let's get outside right now to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. And Jeremy, what can we expect for the rest of the week?
Warmer temps, but also a few rumbles of thunder and maybe a couple more scattered showers. Right now, 78 degrees. It is about as perfect as it gets outside. Dew point sits in the upper 40s. Not quite humid, but enough that you notice the 78 is rather warm. That's thanks to the moisture being thrown ashore from that. That's a storm sitting off the coast that is going to play a role in our weather the next couple of days. Here's how this plays out. Early tomorrow morning, we wake up to a few scattered showers. That's as the warmness of this system gets in. And then we catch a break tomorrow afternoon, and then Thursday looks kind of similar, except for Thursday is likely rumbles of thunder as that moves through. So we're going to keep a close eye on that the next couple of days. But yes, temperatures are on the rise today, near 80, and then in the 80s as we head into the weekend. 85 on Wednesday, scattered morning showers, and hot 83 on Thursday, and staying about there right through the weekend. It is looking like it warms up. Coming up, I'm going to walk you through just how warm we get and when we'll see the return of 90 degrees, which, spoiler alert, that's coming up sooner than you might think.
Looking forward to it, Jeremy. Thank you very much. And while many were enjoying the 4th of July festivities yesterday, some people were evacuating due to wildfires, including just south of Boise. The Bureau of Land Management dispatched several crews to help fight the fire. Crews worked throughout the night and were able to completely contain the fire this afternoon. It was estimated to be at about 114 acres at its peak. No buildings were damaged, and the cause of that fire is under investigation. Meantime, in California, the Electra fire is burning just southwest of Sacramento. The fire started in a dry grass area and has grown to more than 3,000 acres. As of right now, it's 0% contained. At least 100 homes and buildings are being threatened, and evacuation orders are underway. Local authorities say at least 100 people who were trapped by the fire in a PG&E powerhouse have been safely evacuated tonight. Meantime, here in Washington, wildfire season underway, and there are new prevention efforts happening in some of the state's hotspots. Right now, the Department of Natural Resources is working with the U.S. Forest Service to reduce overgrowth. They also want to restore the natural forest structure in part of the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. The partnership between DNR and the Forest Service started just last month. State and federal leaders signed a contract to restore forest health on 350,000 acres over the course of the next decade.
We know that in Washington State, especially in central and eastern Washington, we are experiencing a forest health crisis, which is leading to our catastrophic wildfires.
Last year, Governor Jay Inslee signed House Bill 1168 into law. It ensures long-term forest health and the reduction of wildfire dangers. All right, still ahead on KREM 2 News First at 4 tonight. The Seattle Mariners may have had an unlikely beginning due to a fire. Find out how an arsonist changed the history of the franchise when we come back.